Hello everyone, it's me, Elliot Knight, your host for today, and here we are on the rooftop of the London West Hollywood. It's so sunny, it's almost unbearable, but I won't complain. Let's get ready for our ceremony. It was 10 years ago in a Los Angeles theater not too dissimilar from this one, where BAFTA screened a short film called Fig, which was a finalist in the 2011 BAFTA Student Film Awards by a filmmaker from the University of Southern California. And just a short decade later, that same filmmaker is prepping his next film, and hopefully my next job, Black Panther 2. Yes! Now, obviously we know that it's true, most people might not enjoy the same trajectory as Ryan Coogler after they graduate, but still, some of the filmmakers and creators that you will meet tonight, you're going to want to look out for, because they are the brilliant creative minds that are going to help shape the future of art and entertainment. Now, back in March, we announced that we were open for submissions for the 2021 GSA BAFTA Student Awards, and to be honest with you, given the last year, we weren't really sure how submissions were going to go, how many we might receive, but despite a global pandemic, students have been incredibly productive, and we received almost 700 submissions from over 100 universities in 34 countries. Huge! This is an international competition, and we do have finalists spread all across the world, from the US to the UK to China to Sweden to France. And because of continuing travel restrictions and the ongoing pandemic, we are once again bringing people together through the ubiquitous power and dark magic of Zoom. But you know what? Last year, I hosted this entire ceremony on my own in my kitchen from my iPad. And this year, look at this. The whole little cute little background. We've got whole crew, camera operator, hello. We have a boom mic right here. Look at that, tucked away just out of your sight. It's a dream. We're making progress. And speaking of progress, we have introduced two brand new awards this year, the BAFTA Student Award for Games and the BAFTA Student Award for Immersive. And that's in addition to our regular film categories of live action, documentary, and animation, and the special jury prize, a single winner selected from the 9 nominees. There are so many awards this year, you've practically already won. It's pretty great. And speaking of the jury, we have such an incredible jury this year to select that winner, and I am delighted to present this year's judges. An Indian-born British-American actor and producer whose credits include The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, Million Dollar Arm, and The Proposal, currently starring in Evil on Paramount+, Aasif Mandvi. An American actor, writer, and director who you know from Fear the Walking Dead, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and this year's Zola, Colman Domingo. The British actor who last year played Malcolm X and Barack Obama on screen, the star of The OA and Peaky Blinders, Kingsley, Ben-Adir. And a visionary British costume designer whose credits include Mank, Red Sparrow, and Gone Girl, Trish Summerville. So excited to see what our jury is going to make of this year's films. And also, later on, we will be presenting the BAFTA-GSA Grant to fund a short film by an emerging filmmaker on the subject of youth well-being. But now, if you're ready, because I am definitely ready, let's kick things off, with one of our brand new awards, the BAFTA Student Award for Games. To present the first ever BAFTA Student Games Award, we have BAFTA member, TV and radio presenter, and host of our very own British Academy Games Awards and Young Game Designer Awards, Elle Osili-Wood.
Hello! Thank you, Elliot. It's so great to be here to present the first ever BAFTA Student Award for Games. Now, despite how that sounds, BAFTA has long been a pioneer in recognising and celebrating games. We've been awarding excellent games since the mid-90s. GoldenEye was a BAFTA winner, so you know we've got great taste. But today, we are so pleased that we're able to recognise games in our student awards, because there are some incredible universities around the world teaching the art of game design to some equally incredible students. Our 3 nominees in this category are truly amazing games from teams based in the UK, France, and Denmark. They were selected from submissions from schools in 17 countries around the world. This year's nominees are
I'm Guy Sargent, I'm from the UK and I'm a recent graduate from the National Film and Television School where I studied game design. My game is called Covert Operation. It's a narrative heist adventure game in VR. You play as Henchman 697, a rookie employee at an evil organisation, and you're tasked with stealing a device for your boss. The mission all goes wrong and hilarity ensues. I knew I wanted to play around with VR and sort of have fun trying all the sort of interesting design challenges that go around with that. I think it's important to play with, you know, the physicality and the immersion of it. And so a spy adventure setting suits that quite well. Making games is just fun in and of itself. I enjoy the process. And if you can make something that other people enjoy, then it's as good a thing to do as any. It's in VR, so if you've got a headset, it's up on itch. Check it out and let us know what you think about it.
My name is Jonathan Amador. I come from Sweden, and I recently graduated from the animation workshop where I directed a game called Slay the Dragon. Slay the Dragon is an isometric hack and slash adventure game where you play as Mai, a strong-willed and determined girl who must rescue her younger brother from the clutches of an evil dragon. The main inspiration for Slay the Dragon is definitely nostalgia. I grew up with an older sister myself, and she is a hero to me in every sense of the word. Me and my team wanted to portray the memories that we all have of running around in the backyard playing make-believe. We also wanted to pay homage to the games that inspired us when we were young, such as Legend of Zelda, Spyro, Bastion, among many others. Slay the Dragon is a game for anybody who wishes to relive the magic of childhood. Games as a medium, in my opinion, is the strongest medium to tell stories. Without you, there is no story. And because of that, games have such potential to create everlasting moments, and I'm just here for it.
I am Guillaume Roux. I was born in Grenoble, France, and I have studied production management in a video game school called ISA Digital in Paris, where I helped develop a video game which is called Symphonia. Symphonia is a poetic 2D platformer developed for PC and Nintendo Switch, where one embodies a violinist named Philemon, and in our game, Philemon finds out about a gigantic and forsaken world, which reacts to his music. Play the best concerto, Philemon must understand his role in Symphonia and rely on his violin and bow skills. This game was created and developed by 13 people, and we spent a considerable amount of time thinking and iterating on our universe to ensure we would all agree with each other on the main character, on the story, and obviously on the journey. The team's ambition is to develop a much larger and deeper experience for players, leading Philemon in the vast and varied areas of Symphonia.
And drum roll please, the winner of the first ever BAFTA Student Award for Games is Symphonia. Congratulations.
Symphonia, the Symphonia team. Oh, you wasted no time. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Elliot, and thank you, Ellie. That's such a great news. We are so delighted to receive this award and to be part of the BAFTA community. It means the world to us, and it comes as such a surprise because competition was so fierce this year, and we are very honored to have been selected to be part of this magnificent community and to have met that many inspiring and talented individuals. And speaking of talented individuals, we would like to obviously to thank our team, because we were 13 students working on this project on Symphonia. So we would like to have a special thought for them. So thank you guys for all the work that you've done. You've been brilliant. This result could not have been achieved without the support and the help of our school, ISA Digital in Paris. I would like to have a thought for them, obviously. And we have our friends and families who always accompanied us with great support. So obviously we have a special thought as well for them. And lastly, kudos to the organizers, because it has been hard. Times are quite difficult these days, but you made it magnificent and amazing for all of us. So we'd like to thank you, the organizers. And a bit of self-promotion in the end, that Symphonia has just released on GOG a few days ago. and you can just download it and play it there. Thank you so much for what you've been doing for us. We're very delighted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Guillaume and the Symphonia team, and thank you so much, Elle, for being here to present the first ever BAFTA Student Games Award. Is winging its way to France as I speak. 6 to 12 weeks delivery. Now, I know what you're wondering. Elliot, you said that universities from over 34 countries across the world submitted for the 2021 GSA BAFTA Student Awards, but what countries are they? It's a great question. Thank you for asking it. I can actually tell you because I happen to know that those countries are... Wish me luck. Argentina, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Chile, China, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Georgia, Germany, Hungary, India, Israel, Ireland, Mexico, Netherlands, Norway, Lebanon, Poland, Romania, Russia, Slovakia, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea, Switzerland, the UAE, the UK, the USA, and Uruguay. And now, the next award is the BAFTA Student Film Award for documentary. Presenting it is a filmmaker who met the executive producer for her feature through our Student Awards program. Correct. After she reached the finals in 2016. And that documentary, Pray Away, just had its world premiere at the Tribeca International Festival and will release on Netflix August 3rd. So, set your reminders, mark your calendars, and please give a warm welcome to Kristine Stolakis.
Oh my gosh, Elliot's energy is giving me so much life right now after a day of press. I'm so delighted to be here. Thank you, Elliot, for that warm introduction. I am so honored to get to present this award. The BAFTA team asked me to share a word of advice for this year's finalists. And the best piece of advice that I've ever heard that I thought I would share today is that your first idea is often your very best idea. And I think this is a little revolutionary in the world of independent film, because as all of the filmmakers here surely already know, we work in an industry that is full of rejection, that's full of gatekeepers and full of judgment, especially in those vulnerable early days of development and pre-production when we're getting our film off the ground. And I think what is underneath this very simple piece of advice is a call for all of us, especially those underrepresented in film, to really trust our point of view and to trust our voice. It means don't accidentally tell a story that someone else wants to make, and don't spend years waiting to get permission to tell the stories you want to tell. There's no documentary fairy godmother coming to give us permission to get out there and make our films. We already have the goods to make a great film, which is why you are here being celebrated today. It's that. The nominees for the 2021 BAFTA Student Film Award for documentary are...
Hi, I'm Megan. I live in London and I've just graduated from the National Film and Television School here in the UK. My film is about an elderly couple called Tony and Sheila who've been separated by dementia, and the film tells their story from Tony's perspective and explores how COVID-19 has impacted their relationship and how music can help bring them back together.
And look, I'm all gloved up. Hang on, my love.
The idea for the film came from reading one of Tony's blog posts and one of his poems, and I thought he just had such a beautiful story to tell that the world needed to hear what he had to say. The biggest challenge to making this film was definitely COVID-19. It was definitely difficult trying to get access and making sure that this was all done safely. Only I was allowed in, so I had to do it all on my own, all the filming, all the sound, multiple cameras. So that was definitely a big challenge, but definitely learned a lot doing it as well. My goals as a filmmaker are to find people who have stories to tell or something to say and give them an opportunity to say it. When I received the BAFTA nomination, I didn't quite believe it, and I guess I still don't, to be honest. But most of all, I just want to say a big thank you to Tony for letting me into his life and giving me this opportunity to tell his story.
I am Yutong Chen, the director of Unfinished Lives. I am originally from China, and I finished my grad school last year in the University of Southern California. Unfinished Lives is a short documentary which tells an understated and heartbreaking story about Yuanji, a Chinese student who studied in LA and got killed right near the campus. We followed the journey of the attorney Roux and we revisited this painful but untold story together. 4 years after Xiran's case, there was another murder that happened right near the campus again. One of the messages we want to convey via this film is that tragedy will be repeated until people really learn from it. People need to care to remember so that we can bring change to the world. The most challenging part is to remain objective and stay rational because the story is so relatable. I was literally living in an apartment that was just 1 block away from where the crime happened. We only have 6 crew members and all of them are international students. Every one of them joined this team because they were triggered and moved by the story. Our goal was clear: to bring the story to the light. Making docs is challenging because you are dealing with real people's lives. Your job is to uncover their scars. So it's very cruel and traumatizing for me. So I'm still recovering from this story mentally.
My name's Sarah Snell. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I studied at Chapman University, and I just graduated from the Dodge College of Film and Media Arts.
My name is Claire Jansen. I am from Los Angeles, California, and I studied film production with a directing emphasis. Your friend Ranger Doug follows a 94-year-old Glacier National Park Ranger Doug Follett as he reflects on his life as a ranger, but also his relationship with his environment. We found Doug by way of the internet, and we were thinking a lot about generational difference. What would be a great subject for a documentary to bridge that gap between older generations and younger generations and really make that dialogue about environmental issues something that everybody can relate to?
One of the biggest challenges, and this might be the biggest challenge for any documentary, was finding the story within the footage. From the beginning, we knew we wanted to parallel Doug's life with that of the glaciers. So it was very difficult finding a way to intertwine these two stories to kind of make them into one, but we found it, and I think it works wonderfully.
I always say that my favorite part about making documentaries, or just films in general, are like making the connections with people behind the scenes, because that's really where the stories lie.
I want to talk a little bit about how me and Claire collaborated as directors. It was such a perfect puzzle piece for us because I always saw her as the overall umbrella. She was so good at conceptualizing, bringing out the overall idea or feeling or message and articulating it. And I always came in filling in the details to get there. And I just think we meshed great as directors. Our strengths were each other's weaknesses.
It was amazing to have so much support from not only each other, but also our school and our peers and our faculty and our families. Working with Doug, that was the most special and important thing for, I think, all of us with this project.
And the winner of the BAFTA Student Film Award for documentary is Unfinished Lives. Congratulations.
Unfinished Lives. Thank you, Kristine.
Members, where are you all? Thank you, Kristine. Thank you. Huge thanks to all. Thank you so much. So, Xiran was killed on July the 24th, 7 years ago, and this ceremony will be posted on July the 23rd this year, and 7 years has passed. I don't have too much to say additionally, but thank you, Xiran. I always believe that we are so lucky because of your blessing.
Thank you so much for helping bring justice to Xiran's case, and thank you everybody to help make this story being seen by more people.
I just want to say thank you for willing to listen our story about Xiran, and thank you for like the film out. And yeah, it's wonderful to working with Yutong, Roux, and Shen, and Shangu, and all the crew members. And it's a wonderful journey, and we want to keep going on and just make more films, make more stories. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This has been an amazing journey with all amazing crew, and the award means a lot to us. we just want to say thank you.
And now, it is time to reveal the recipients of this year's BAFTA-GSA Short Film Commissioning Grant, which offers up to $12,000 to fund a short film on the subject of youth well-being. It's a subject that is vitally important to our title sponsors, Global Student Accommodation, GSA, and together since 2019, we have helped to support 4 short films with subjects ranging from sexual assault to the impacts of plastic pollution to teen surrogacy. And our jury this year for the grant includes the first 2 recipients of the grant. So, let's hear from the jury this year about our recipients.
This has been such an amazing opportunity to go through this experience. There's so much passion and talent from all of our applications that have come through.
It was such an honour and a privilege being a juror for the BAFTA-GSA Short Film Commissioning Grant. I just had a blast hanging out in a virtual room with my fellow filmmakers, passionately debating cinema, passionately debating the future of cinema, which the candidates for the grant represent.
I want to say thank you to BAFTA, GSA, and my fellow jury members, and a big congratulations to the 6 finalists. After today's deliberations, which were thought-provoking, exciting, and everything you could wish for in a jury, we came up with the 3 films that touch us the most.
I had such a fantastic time being a part of this jury, mostly because the projects were just so wonderful. Each and every one of them was just brave and personal and thoughtful and truly such a joy to read.
It was such a privilege to participate and be part of a really wonderful jury this year. We reviewed such compelling and inspiring stories and are really excited that the grants will be going to Razan Mohammed, whose film explored such a powerful story on survival and perseverance in the face of overwhelming instability, as well as William Martin, whose timely and evocative narrative really shines a light on the repeated marginalization of the trans community. And lastly, Clarice Chua, whose animated film engages in life and loss in a really beautiful and understated way. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for these incredible filmmakers.
A big congratulations to Razan, William, and Clarice for being the recipients of the grant this year. You know, this grant really changed my life as a filmmaker from the Philippines, and I hope it changes your life as well. So big congratulations to the 3 of you.
The topic is just so important, youth well-being, especially after the year we've had, especially after COVID.
Here at GSA, Global Student Accommodation, looking after the holistic needs of students and their well-being is absolutely in our DNA. We have nearly 30,000 students that live with us around the world, and this subject is really, really important to us. For us, we put a real commitment to our students through our wellbeing program, really making sure that we are there for them every step along the way. And for us, this connection to BAFTA and the Student Film Awards is a really important one, to be able to really support these aspiring young minds and the futures of what they're going to be able to deliver through this grant. And we're just really proud to be a part of this. So we're here today because I just wanted to say that we were really incredibly impressed with your project. We absolutely loved it, and I'm absolutely delighted to offer you $3,000 to support your film.
Thank you so much. That's crazy. I'll work hard to do it justice. Yeah, I'm really excited.
We were incredibly impressed by your project, and I'm absolutely delighted to offer you $3,000 to support your film as you go forwards.
Thank you. This is incredible news. Very exciting.
I'm absolutely delighted to offer you $6,000 to support your film.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Especially because we don't have films in Sudan. We have only 7 featured films in general, and like from 30 years, and a very minimum amount of short films. So thank you so much. You made my Eid. Today is the first day of Eid, so you made my Eid. Thank you.
Huge congrats to this year's recipients. Congratulations. Cannot wait to see those films come to life. All the very best of luck to you. And now, can you guess where we're going? Let's move on to the other of our brand new awards, the BAFTA Student Award for Immersive. For this category, we welcome submissions of VR and 360 videos, and we received some incredible work in this developing and exciting field of creative expression. To present this award, the first ever BAFTA Student Award for Immersive, we have a pioneer in this field, filmmaker, journalist, and advocate for immersive storytelling, Nonny de la Peña.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you, BAFTA, for creating this award. Immersive storytelling is the future, and it's going to be a growing field that you all who've been working out here, all the students who are starting this, you're going to be the pioneers. You're going to be driving this forward. And for me personally, when I first made my pieces back starting in 2008, 2009, it was a lonely place, and I'm so excited that you guys are in here all together, and that BAFTA is now supporting this award. And one last thing, I'm starting a new center at Arizona State University. It'll be on emerging media and narrative. We'll be having a graduate program, and I hope that you all will reach out to me because we should all be collaborating together. So congratulations to the nominees. This work is difficult and intense to do, and you really have to believe in what you're making. So really, I know that every single one of you has really put their heart and soul to what they're doing. So the nominees for the 2021 BAFTA Student Award for Immersive are...
My name is Haoran Cheng. I'm from China, Hunan, Changsha. I'm graduating from University of California, Santa Cruz in Digital Art New Media program. My project is Film Therapy VR, which is a multi-sensory VR experience. Audience will be invited to a surreal therapeutic room to experience a VR therapy. Audience can lie down on a custom-made bed surrounded by the physical mechanisms such as the water spray, heat fan, and the regular fan. So audience not only are immersed in the visual rendering, but also feel the heat, the wind, the water through the whole experience. This project is based on the real company named Quanjian, which was a pyramid scheme company falsely claimed the efficacy of their products. This company went bankrupt 2 years ago because of the escalation of the scandal in China. Through fictionalizing the real company with VR, inviting audience to ask a question about the position of Chinese traditional medicine in the modern society.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm from Shenzhen, China.
I'm Qin. I'm from Beijing, China.
We studied game design at New York University.
Hot Pot for One is about the bittersweet feeling of making hot pot alone on Christmas Eve. You play as a protagonist who studied boarding in New York City. You celebrate Christmas alone by cooking and enjoying a pot of hot food.
Hot Pot for One is our thesis project, and we wanted to make something that speaks to us emotionally. So we made this project, which is inspired by our personal experiences as international students who live in a foreign country, far away from family and friends. As exciting as it may be, we often feel lonely, especially in the holiday seasons, when our local friends would go back home to celebrate with their families. At times like this, we would miss food from home. And the delicious and layered flavors would bring me satisfaction and comfort, and would summon good memories.
Hot Pot for One opens the door of possibilities for telling personal stories in games. So we would like to continue exploring that in the future and tell stories that have never been told before.
My name is Yuxin Gao, the director and programmer of Out for Delivery. I grew up in Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region in China. I worked as a journalist before getting into making games. Last year, I graduated from New York University Game Design program. Out for Delivery is a 360-degree interactive documentary about the mundanity and struggles of migrant workers in rapidly urbanizing Chinese cities. It is a single-player, half video game, half documentary experience. The story follows a food delivery courier named Zhang as he picks up, drives, and delivers food right before Chinese New Year in 2020, and happens to be the same day Wuhan shut down due to COVID-19 pandemic. The idea I wanted to focus on migrant workers in China. I wanted to construct the game's 3D environment with real-life footage. Both were decisions made very early on based on my personal interest in documentary film and Chinese topics. I spent about 3 months time prototyping, tried various different things like a player character you can steer around and use machine learning libraries to separate depth layers so players can go behind objects in the world and interact with them. Not all those explorations are used in the game, but all of them made me think deeper about what interactive 360 film or game is good at.
And the winner for the first ever BAFTA Student Award for Immersive, I told you guys you were pioneers to be the first ever BAFTA Student Award. And I'm sad I couldn't give an award to every single one of you, but the award now, tonight, is out for delivery.
You won! You did it! Congratulations! Well done to the Alpha Delivery team. Please, over to you.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the Academy and jury for recognizing Alpha Delivery. I'd like to thank Zhang Chi and Chen Chen and many other couriers for allowing me to shadow them and film them. I'd like to thank my team right here with me, Lilian, Gus, my loving fiance, John, for believing in and shaping the vision of the game, for always being supportive and loving, for contributing their priceless art to the game, and for their nitpicking about the English translations of the subtitles. We had so many deep discussions of game design, US-China politics, and those discussions kept the game honest. I'd like to thank my father and my stepmom for trusting and supporting me to study abroad and make video games. I love you so much. I wanted to see you in person so badly. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the New York University Game Center community, my professors, and my cohort, especially Rachel Lee. You're so inspiring. Hot Pot for One, so inspiring. I can't wait to see what you make next. Thank you, Baby Castles and New York indie game community, for opening my eyes and assuring me that games can be what I make them to be. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to Zhu and the Out for Delivery team, and thank you so much, Nonny. How are we doing? Are we having fun? I'm having a blast, but how are you doing? I do have a quick question before we move on, and please be honest, we're all family here. There's no pressure. How many of you are on your phones right now, or have been up to this point? No shame, I understand. Look, if you have your hand up, or if you know that it's you but you're afraid to stick it up, that's okay. I do have some news. The great wizards of YouTube actually have provided us a comment box, which can satisfy all of your typing and texting needs. So, do not be shy. If you are up to this point, divert your thumbs, get in there, show some love for your favorite films, creators, filmmakers, yourself. Why not? Do that. Tell us how you're feeling, what you're eating, compliment me, whatever you want to do. Compliment my outfit. The choice is yours. Our next award is the BAFTA Student Film Award for Animation. And to present it are the two very talented co-directors of the short animated film, The Sugarcane Man, which in 2020 was the first ever finalist from Africa. It's very impressive. So, please give a very warm comment box welcome, all the way from Paris and Pretoria, to Leroy, Roux, and Tina Obo.
Thank you, Elliot. Thank you. On our side, we'd just like to thank BAFTA for an amazing year. We have been introduced to so many people, and just being welcomed into the BAFTA community has been amazing, and would like to thank BAFTA for recognizing stories that have a very powerful meaning to them and can reach out to people all over the world. To you, Leroy.
I'm here in Paris completing my master's in animation at Gobelin. And I'd also just like to say thank you to BAFTA for all the amazing opportunities that you guys shared with us.
Yeah, like I remember the time we interviewed the amazing, incredible BAFTA-nominated Wunmi Musaku, which was so amazing. Thank you.
And all the online classes and opportunities that we got with BAFTA for the whole year like when we got to meet Pete Docter and Andrew Stanton, which was incredible.
We hope to see you guys and mingle in person very, very soon. And also congratulations to all the nominees. Now we're going to say that the nominees for the 2021 BAFTA Student Award for Animation are
I'm Anthony Prier, I'm from France, and I recently graduated from Pôle 3D, an animation school based in Roux, in the north of France. Our short film is about two polar bears driven into exile due to global warming, and they will try to cohabitate with brown bears after discovering a new land. The idea was to make a short film that talks about society, and especially about current issues we are all going through now. So we chose various subjects that we're worried about, like refugees crisis, racism, and global warming. And one member of our team came up with this idea. What would happen if polar bears were forced to live among brown bears because of global warming? The biggest challenge was finding the global look of the movie. Because we wanted to match the stop-motion aspect, we had to find a solution in every stage of production. We were 5 directors on this movie, and it was really great to work together. We were all open to each other's ideas and opinions when we developed the story. And I think it was our biggest strength in this movie. Because working in a team required a lot of communication and organization. We all lived or experienced things that made us feel different emotions. And making a film for me is trying to express this emotion to other people. When we received the BAFTA nomination, we wouldn't believe it, and I think we still didn't realize it yet. It's really a great honor for us.
My name is Ida Merlum and I am the director of Night of the Living Dead. I am from Norway, but I've lived and studied in the UK for the last 8 years, and I just graduated from the National Film and Television School. Night of the Living Dead is about Ruby, our main character, and she's a bit of an insomniac. And one evening, all of her sleep aids gets taken away by a power cut, and so to her horror, she's left alone with her own thoughts. She basically gets haunted by all of these past embarrassing versions of herself. I wanted to make this film because, well, I'm a bit of an insomniac myself, and I've also dealt my fair share with anxiety, and those two really don't go well together. Growing up, I would lie awake at night, overthinking something I said or something I had done. I just wanted to make a film that I could have done well seeing while I was at that age, and a film that kind of showed to me that this was normal and none of us are flawless and that it's okay to make mistakes. I was lucky that I had such an extraordinary team as I did, and they all worked so hard through a really strange and difficult year. The reason I make films, I think, is because it's just an accumulation of everything I love doing. It's working in a team, creating stories, coming up with characters, and especially in animation as well, it can be as digital or as tactile as I want it to be. And when you hear an audience laughing at the right time, or you see them getting emotionally moved by something you made, that's really addictive, and I love that.
I am Anna Scott. I am from the US, more specifically Vermont. Went to school at CalArts, and that is where I made Onions when I was in my 2nd year there. My film Onions is about these 2 little creatures named Henry and Harold, and the gist of it is basically following them as they go on a journey through the woods and all of the different weird little creatures that they meet inside the woods. In another way, it's also a little bit about accepting what makes you unique and appreciating the different ways that people live. The idea behind this film was inspired a lot by my own life, appreciating that not everybody fits everywhere, and that's the beauty of it, is just appreciating the strangeness of the world and the different ways people live. The biggest challenge making this film was definitely COVID, like I'm sure a lot of people had troubles with. I just had to find workarounds and connect to virtual machines to render everything out because my computer's not strong enough. It was crazy. COVID was crazy. I'm sure everybody has interesting stories about trying to get their films made during COVID. I worked with a pretty small team. It was pretty much just me, my composer, and my narrator. I really want to keep just creating more work and focus a lot on the art direction side of filmmaking.
And
the winner
is
Migrant.
Migrants! Congratulations. My goodness. The stage is yours. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks to the jury for appreciating the movie. I want to say congrats to all the members of the team. So Zoé Davies, Antoine Duprier, Aubin Kubiak, and Lucas Lermite. Congratulations, guys. This is a huge recognition for us and for the film. We want to thank also our families and everyone at school, classmates and teachers for their support during the creation of the film. And finally, congrats to all the nominees today. All the films are very great. And as we are all students or recent graduates, I wish you good luck for the next and maybe see you soon on upcoming exciting projects. Thank you again.
We just want to say thank you, and it's awesome. We are just happy and it's incredible. Thank you.
Yes, it's really amazing. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Next up, we have the BAFTA Student Film Award for live action. And to present, we have none other than the chair of the board of directors of BAFTA Los Angeles, Kathryn Busby. Kathy, welcome.
Thanks, Elliot. It's so great to see you, and I want to thank you for being our host again. Your energy and enthusiasm this year and last year has just brought such fresh life to this ceremony. I just think you're the greatest, and I love the passion and the time that you devote to BAFTA. And so having you here today is just really wonderful. Thank you. So, to all of our finalists, congratulations. Just being nominated is a huge accomplishment. And whether it's online or in person, somewhere in Los Angeles, New York, London, on Zoom, you will have an opportunity to network with our members and other industry professionals because you're going to have free access to BAFTA special programming for the rest of 2021 and for all of 2022. Many BAFTA members are already familiar with your work because nearly 200 of them participated in the selection process. So, before I present an award, I would like to thank all of our members who have judged the incredible work submitted this year. Also, sincere thanks to our partners at GSA and Kinetic Content. And a special shout out to our presenters, Elle Osili-Wood, Kristine Stolakis, Tina Obu, Leroy Roux, and my friend Nonny de la Peña, who broke up her vacation to Zoom in. And finally, thanks to our amazing special jury, Kingsley Ben-Adir, Colman Domingo, Aasif Mandvi, and Trish Summerville. And now, let's get to it. Here are the nominees for the 2021 BAFTA Student Film Award for live action.
This is Olivia Zhou. I'm originally from China and I finished my MFA studying in film directing in FI. My film focuses on a 14-year-old Chinese girl, Yilu. She travels with her mom from China to Los Angeles in order to find her long-lost sister who is abandoned under the one-child policy. And she is faced with this decision when she secretly finds her sister to tell her mom and risk their relationship or to forever keep it to herself. Before I was born, I actually had a passed away sister, and back to the time under that circumstance, my parents wouldn't give birth to me if my sister was still alive. I know that no matter how much I want to be a good daughter, I can never compete with her. I was always growing up in these very complicated emotions, and her existence feels like a dark hole for the whole family. And I want to implant these very complicated emotions to a very grounded story, and that's how this film is originated. Currently, I'm in the development process of my feature project called The Reunion, which is a continuation and also a deeper exploration of my thesis film Apart Together, both thematically and also thematically. As a filmmaker, I'm always dedicating myself to present broken people who are trapped in their emotional predicaments, especially for Asian women. They have this power which is composed of both fragility and bravery, and I find that so fascinating.
My name is Pumi Morare. I'm originally from South Africa, and I went to Chapman University where I studied an MFA in film directing. My film is called Laguchoni Langa, which means When the Sun Sets. It's about a young black nurse living in 1980s apartheid South Africa who has to face her worst fears when she discovers that her younger brother, who's an activist, may be missing and in danger. The film is inspired by an incident in my mother's life where she had to protect her baby brother during the apartheid regime. I was moved by the courage that she displayed, and it inspired me to explore the quiet heroism of ordinary African women. I was intrigued by how that heroism is often not a heroism by choice, but by circumstance and by necessity. It also intrigued me that it often goes unnoticed or uncelebrated, and I wanted to take a moment to honor it and to celebrate it. One of the biggest challenges of making this film is that we were trying to make a historic film in a different country, because we needed to shoot it in South Africa, on a student budget. My goal for my career is to be an international filmmaker who tells African stories on a global stage. I'm also really passionate about redeeming the African and the feminine identity in cinema. I'm so grateful for all of the many amazing collaborators that I had the opportunity to work with in bringing this film to life. And I felt so grateful to the community that came around us to make this project possible and that supported us through all of the hurdles that it took to make it.
I'm Christy Hoy. I am the writer, director, producer of No Law, No Heaven. I am a Los Angeles-based filmmaker and artist, and I'm a recent graduate of the UCLA MFA directing program. No Law, No Heaven is a narrative drama that explores the life of a man named Ming in 3 vignettes as he explores his sexual identity amidst tradition in Hong Kong's infamous Kowloon walled city. In the film, we see Ming as a young child experiencing the harsh realities of the world around him. And as a young man, Ming has to make an impossible choice between love and duty to his family. And as an old man, we see him dealing with the ghosts of his past. At the actor's core, their own personalities were very similar to Ming. That was sort of the most important thing. The Kowloon walled city is used as this sort of blueprint for a dystopian sci-fi city. You know, you get your Blade Runners, you get your Kowloon maps from, you get your cyberpunks from this. And I really wanted to tell the story of one ordinary man within this sort of extraordinary place. The biggest challenge of this film was recreating the Kowloon walled city. My biggest inspiration to make films is to create art that engages the audience and is a catalyst for discussion and change.
And the winner is Apart Together.
Apart Together. You did it. It's like you knew you could win and you were just ready for your speech. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to express my sincere thanks to BAFTA and also congrats to all my fellow nominees. Thank you for making all this beautiful film happen during such a hard time. And I want to express my sincere thanks to my buddies, my amazing Korean cast who are not here today. Thank you for, supporting me and making this film. And also want to express my sincere thanks to my mentors at AFI, Barry, Karen, Andrew, Adam. And this is a very, very special project to me. It's very close to my heart. I want to dedicate this film to my mom and also to millions of Asian and Chinese women who are composed of both fragility and bravery, navigating life and struggles through this tender power. And this film is also for all of you who feel once lost and feel ashamed of yourselves, that I want you to know that all of us deserve to be loved and be seen. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I was the cinematographer, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Olivia and the rest of the wonderful team. And I'm so excited that I can't really say anything more, but thank you right now.
I was the editor on A Part Together, and it's just, I'm really, wow, yeah. I'd like to thank everybody at AFI, teachers and students. I'd like to thank my parents and my classmates and my roommate and just everybody who made this film special and working on this film. It was really an honor. Thank you.
I played the daughter Yiru in the film, and I just want to congratulate to everybody. I'm so happy for you guys, and I'm so happy for the team. And thank you, BAFTA.
I just want to say it was such an honor to be the composer of this film, and this is great. And thank you, BAFTA, for this award. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to Olivia and the A Part Together team. We've almost done it. We've finally arrived at our last award. Sad. And it is the Special Jury Prize. Now, over the years, we have had some truly stellar jury members. People like Michael Sheen and Pete Docter, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Yan Demange, Isabel Quachette, Sheree Agdashlu, and, this is fun, another example of how BAFTA keeps in contact with its filmmakers over the years. The person operating this camera right now that you are looking at me through, you're welcome, was actually the winner of the 2015 BAFTA Student Film Awards Special Jury Prize, Zoe Lubeck. Zoe in the flesh, say hello to the people.
Hi, people.
Oh, hello, people. I love that, it's so fun. We're all family here at the BAFTA Awards. And this year, we have another truly stellar jury to select one of the films from the 9 finalists that they believe is worthy of special mention. And here they are.
Really, really outstanding films done by all the students. Really, really impressive. So thank you for making beautiful content to add to the world.
Congratulations to all of you. I spent the last 2 days watching your films a number of times. I laughed, I cried, I was moved, and I was just astounded by the amount of talent and the incredible achievement, you know, that is your work. So thank you for your offerings to us, and yeah, man, there's bright futures for all of you for sure.
This was such remarkable work, and to all of you, I watched all the movies in one day, and it was just a pleasure and a joy. And all of you are so incredibly talented, and I'm super jealous of all of your talents, and I want to work with all of you one day. So I hope I get to. But this was an incredibly difficult decision for all of us, and to pick one film. But I think all of you have incredible careers ahead of you.
It has been such a pleasure to be a part of this incredible jury of my peers, who I value and respect. And we deliberated, and we deliberated because we knew what we wanted to help promote with this special jury prize. You're all on this Zoom because you love the power of film. That's the reason why you got in here. You want to change the world. You want to entertain. You want to educate. You want to make people think. There's one film in particular we believe had all of these aspects and just a little bit more. That thing where you want to reach out to an audience member, someone in the dark, and say that we're more alike than unalike. You want to promote change. You want to change a heart. You want us to bring us closer together and really see all aspects of our humanity. And the film that did that, even more so, and I'm saying all of these films that did this in many different ways, but there was one in particular that really hit all those notes, and that was Unfinished Lives by Usam Chen. Congratulations.
Thank you, jury members. And
Thank you, BAFTA-GSA. Thank you, everyone. It's such a huge and powerful recognition at this point. This documentary is dedicated to Xinran, a Chinese student who was beaten to death near the campus 7 years ago. And in 2017, I got the offer from USC, the School of Cinematic Arts, and my parents were so worried instead of happy for me because they heard about Xinran's case and they never wanted the same thing happen to me. And then I came to USC and lived in the same neighborhood as Xinran. As a foreigner, I could still sense that insecure feelings while walking alone from my apartment to the campus. So at that moment, I started to think of why this insecurity still exists after this heartbreaking tragedy. So we made this film. I'd like to thank Rose and John and all the people who helped us and supported this documentary along the journey. Thank you for what you did for us, and thank you for what you did for Xinran's case. Also, couldn't have done this film without my mentor, Amanda, and my dear crew members. We finished this film. We finished all the post-session last year under the lockdown, so we basically live together, eat together, work together for months to make it happen. I feel so blessed to have this perfect team around me during this unforgettable journey.
And that is it. We are done. Congratulations again to all of the winners and the finalists, and thank you all so much for being here. The after party has already begun, and I cannot wait to get down there and join Zoe, who's left. I know, crazy. Hopefully, if we all behave ourselves this year, then next year we can come together in Los Angeles and celebrate the very best of student creators. I'm hoping that will be the case, because then I will get to be in front of a large live studio audience. Thank you, like I've always dreamed. You've got to run with life here in LA. A sincere thank you to our title partners, Global Student Accommodation and Kinetic Content. Thank you, of course, to the London West Hollywood for hosting me while I host this show. No, I did that. Thank you to the special jury, and thank you, of course, to all of our BAFTA members who participated in this year's selection process. Good job. Good, okay.
Hey, Elliot.
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
Little late.
Early but never.
Oh. I think she's right. Everybody, Pumi Murare, director of When the Sun Sets, Claire Jansen and Sarah Nell, co-directors of Your Friend Ranger Doug. You guys ready to get crazy? After party time. All right, we can go get wild and celebrate all of you. Congratulations again, thank you for being here. Why do I get this off? It's so hot here. All right, we love you, keep creating, stay safe, and we'll see you again next year. Marissa, the alcohol, please. Thanks very much. Cheers, guys.
Woo!
Who wants it? Oh my, ready.